Tansei. That's about all the Cree that I've ever known since I was about 9 years old. I tried to speak Cree, and I got made fun of, got laughed at, and it hurt. My mom, she got frustrated, and I never learned very much. I never learned to speak it, but I understood it. You see, as children, we are taught language through storytelling. Our mothers might not speak our language, but our grandparents did, and our great-grandparents, and if we were lucky enough, our great-great-grandparents. And they spoke to us repeatedly in 2 different languages. And we understood these stories. We understood what was happening, what was being said. My great-grandfather spoke to us in Cree. My grandmother spoke to us in Cree. And I understood Cree when I was tiny. But I never learned Cree. But my great-grandfather didn't only speak to us in Cree, he also spoke to me in sign language. He also spoke to me without any words. Like telepathically. And all these things that I experienced when I was a child, I couldn't understand. Nobody had any answers for me. And it was always like brushed off as a figment of my imagination. Oh, you got a vivid imagination. But when I was a small child, I didn't even know what an imagination was. And when I was an adolescent, a preteen, I tried to use this imagination that everybody kept telling me that I had. But I couldn't. I couldn't make things up. I couldn't make things up that had rhythm and flow, a storyline. I could make up a lie, but even my lie always changed. And it was hard to keep that lie going. So I'd have to tell the truth. That's if I lied to somebody directly. But I started lying to myself. And then I started getting confused. We search for answers for questions that we have. And we don't get them. Not really. We don't really understand what we are taught later on in life. Why were we taught that and we were taught something different when we were younger? You see, my life showed me, people were showing me that love didn't exist. But when I was young, I felt nothing but love. My Chopon, he used to tell me, always love, love, always. Let me go and point to my heart. I would tell my mom about the things that my Chopon would say and the stories that he would tell us. And she said, how do you know that? I don't even speak Cree at home. And she didn't. But you see, when I was born, I had a relationship with my grandma and my great-grandfather. And they spoke to me in Cree daily. How do we, as parents, teach our child how to speak? We speak to them daily. Well, my great-grandfather did the same. He taught us how to understand Cree. But as we're forming our new words, English was my first language in my house. So then, because there was the difference of language, I wasn't believed that my great-grandfather would tell us all sorts of things, wonderful things about love, about Creator, the Great Spirit, about our ancestors. Maybe language had a big barrier on the truth. I had grown up and I had known whites, Native, Chinese, and black. But black people, they didn't have a language. They just spoke English when I was little. And when I got older, I started to get friends. I wanted to experience the world. I wanted to travel the world without having to travel because I wanted to learn. What other people did for love. I wanted to see whether or not Creator was real. I didn't conform to any religion. I experimented with all religions. I wanted to walk a mile in somebody's shoes. And I also wanted to understand Creator. So I asked lots of questions. And I got lots of personal experiences. And those are the things that taught me the most, was when somebody didn't use a book to tell me something. You see, my Chopon, he didn't tell us stories out of a book. He told us stories about life through life experiences. His life experiences and other people's life experiences. So when I sought Creator and the truth about Him, I didn't turn to the books. I turned to the people. Because books, they don't have feeling. They don't have emotion. They don't have all those things that, you know, attract me to something, that teach me, that pull me and shape me. They don't have any of those things. So I went to the people. And I got to meet people from all walks of life. And that was what Creator wanted me to do. To understand Him. To understand myself. And to understand people. And learn how to love. Language barriers. Language barriers were meant to keep our spirit light bright so that we couldn't be influenced by the people who had Satan's gifts. But Satan was sneaky, and he got into our lives, and he got into every religion. He got into every country, every continent, every bloodline. And he used language as a barrier. Because transferring the meaning of a word from one translation, from one language to another language, there's barriers in there. And you have to look, you have to feel, you have to see their body language. And people speak not only with words, but with actions and emotion. My friends, they would be surprised when I would listen to music from their language. I would listen to these words and I'd feel the music and I would love it. My friend, do you know Turkish? No, I don't. I said, but this person is speaking about love. Because what kind of love? This song is about love of country, love of land, love of home. Are you sure you don't know Turkish? Yeah, I'm sure. And then other ones, I'd say, this one, her love was taken away from her. I can feel that emotion. I know she's speaking about love. Because my Chapan taught me how to understand when I was growing up as a little toddler. So, my stories are for everyone, so that everyone understands why our life was the way that it was, and why our life is going to change. So I look forward to sharing my life with you.